Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. Woo! It is Friday. It is community challenge stream time. And this room is a mess because I've been working on stuff. I don't know where I put everything. Hopefully I didn't lose anything. I'm hoping I didn't lose anything. That would be annoying if I did. But everything is kind of a mess. 3-day weekend, 3 day. Oh yeah, you Yanks got your day where a percentage of your population blows their hand off or something, right? And then you like drink beer or something, right? Oh wait, is that the one in July? I don't know. It's an American holiday. Don't they like all of them involve explosions or something? I don't know. So yeah, it's community challenge stream time. So on today's stream, every month we do a community challenge on the Discord. The theme changes every month. Themes are open to everyone. I try to make these challenges as easy for pretty much anyone to enter, although you do kind of need a 3D printer for most of them, so that everyone gets a chance. So this month's theme is called Thick and Thin. It's really simple. Do you have one of those big fat 1.4 Revos, or do you have like a 1.8 millimeter CHT? Just print something thick. Or do you have one of those 0.15 millimeter jamtastic nozzles? Print something itty bitty. That's it. That was the theme. Impress me with that. You get some merch. You get to win either an Only Benchies hat or t-shirt, or correction, sorry, you get your choice of either Only Benchies hat or t-shirt and some Polymaker filament. It's easy peasy. Every month we do this. So if you're not a member of the Discord, link in the description. And join the Discord, and that way you have a chance of winning next month. Also, because, you know, why not? We do it every stream. If you want to win some Polymaker filament, we do give away a spool every stream as well. Link in the description for that, for your chance to enter. Fill out the form, and at the end of the stream, we'll do a draw. Does the 2mm diamond, do they make a 2mm diamond back? I only have up to like 0.8. So yeah, so, while we usually I don't like to jump right into it because it takes time for people to come in. This is what I've been working on the past few days. So this is hopefully, if I got time to edit everything, because right now we're looking at, ooh, that's a lot. That's not every, I still got to film parts. Yeah, I got a lot of editing to do tomorrow. So this is what Sunday's video will be. I've got a lot of video to edit tomorrow. Ever tell you I hate editing? So yeah, this is hopefully Sunday's video. If I don't get it done for Sunday, it'll probably be Wednesday. I'll put it out. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, this is called the THICC. It's a 40% keyboard. And it's handmade. So that's what the video is. And also, it pairs up really nice with a Big Tree TechPad 5 if you want one of those super small on-the-go battle stations. So that's why the desk is a mess. I've been doing a bunch of soldering, and in fact, I did so much, I did it twice because I screwed up the first time, and this board is pretty much useless. Why do it once when you could do it twice, but only have one still? Big brain. Big brain. Does it run Crysis? It runs Quake. It actually does run Quake. View, large icons. Where are you? Where is that footage? Where is that footage? Where are you? This footage. There we go. We'll use this. So yeah, and it's got RGBs. Look at them RGBs do the thing. So yeah, so that's gonna be hopefully the Tuesday video, and it's actually a sponsored video. So make sure you click the links for engagement, so that way they do it again with me, because this was a fun project. Okay, yeah, Steam Deck. Mom, I want a Steam Deck. We have Steam Deck at home. Steam Deck at home. Steam Deck at home. Okay. So let's do this. You want to do this? Are we going to do this? Let's do this. So I'm sorry I'm a bit late today. Also next week will probably be like, as we move into the summer schedule, the start times will probably shift a bit because the little guy won't be in school anymore. So we're probably going to start doing 3 p.m. start times for the streams on Tuesdays and Fridays on the afternoon start time. The 11 a.m. start time should remain unchanged, but those streams might be shorter by about half an hour. We'll see how it goes. It'll be for like the next couple months because summer is what it is. Okay. So let's get into the community challenge. So I've already closed the, now here's the thing. I want you to help me. Help me, help you, help me. Because then it makes more content for me. Join the Discord. Are you on the Discord? Good. Join the Discord. Go to the March 23 challenge channel. This is the challenge channel. You can't post in there right now. You can't post in there. I've closed it off because this is a live stream. I can't have you posting naughty things while I'm live. However, you can still react. So I want you to go through these entries. If you think it's cool, react to it. That way I can kind of get a judge of what your thoughts on these things are. Okay? Because right now we're going in blind. So how this works, everyone go thumbs up this one just to make sure it's working. There we go. Okay, cool. So how these community challenges work. I get to call the pack. How it works is I go through these and basically all the ones that I think are cool or they stand out or they have a shot at winning, I add them to the list. And then we knock it down to like 8, 12, sometimes 4 even. And then I let you vote on the finalists and then the winner of each category. There are 2 categories for this month's challenge. It's quite simple. It's thick and thin. So if you got one of those fat 1.8 millimeter CHTs, or you got one of those 1.4 new Revos, or you got one of those itty bitty 1.5 or 0.15 millimeter Clog-O-Matic nozzles that like are made with an airbrush stencil thingy, print something with it. That's it. That's how easy this contest was to enter. All you had to do is put a nozzle on your printer, download something off Thingiverse, and hit print, and you have a chance at winning some filament. So I want to see what you can pull off. Finest detailed minifig done with FDM, or that fat Christmas tree vase mode print that you printed to really show off those layer lines. It's going to be a lot of subjective opinion. We kind of play loosey-goosey with the rules, but basically for the thin category, I want to be confused if it's an FDM print or a resin print. For the fat category, I want to accentuate those layer lines. So that's kind of the goal. Okay, so thick. For those that love the aesthetics of layer lines, which I personally do, print something with a fat nozzle and show it off. Points for consistent clean layer lines and smooth extrusions. Basically, it's got to look noodly. Thin. Buzz out the smallest nozzle you got and pray you don't get a clog. Print something as detailed as possible. Points for cleanliness. So if you print one of these little itty bitty high detail models and it's stringy AF, no points. Okay. 1 entry per person per category. You can enter both categories, but if you happen to win one, you don't get to win the other. It must be your print. You can't just go on Reddit or Thingiverse or Twitter and just download somebody else's picture. You got to print it yourself. You have to state which category you're entering for. Nobody ever does that. It ain't hard. Just say, hey, it's a thick print. Although this one we should be able to tell. Videos are allowed, 30 seconds max, gotta save time, and please post a short description if possible, especially if you design something yourself. Pimp your wares. If you designed a model, link it, promote it. You do not have to be the designer of the item. However, you do get bonus points if you are. Okay. In the event 2 entrants use the same print, I get to pick which one is the one that proceeds. Please include links to models if possible. Winners get the choice of either an Only Benchies hat or any t-shirt off the Only Benchies merch store. Link in the description. And a spool of Polymaker filament, along with just the one spool of Polymaker filament we're giving away at the end of the stream. So that's about it. Let's do this. What whiskey? Gamer Sups, Emotional Damage. Because my brand risk is still stuck at customs somehow. Okay, so I got a feeling we're going to have a bunch of meme prints in this too. Also, don't forget to like that smash button. Consider becoming a member of the channel or Patreon supporter if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do. Allows us to do cool things such as this, because, for example, the merch prizes, that's out of my own pocket. So the list is checked. Okay, so let's do this. Thin, printed on a 0.15 millimeter nozzle. Can't remember the exact layer height, but I remember around 0.5. I'm assuming 0.05. Apparently smaller layers make the print shiny. It has to do with flow rate, usually. Because you're printing slow, it makes it shinier, usually. Or is that the other way around? I can't remember. It's one way or the other. Somebody correct me in chat. Or just spam it in chat if you don't know. That way we get more engagement. 20 hours. Oh, so that's a laptop. 20 hours, 45 and a half hours. For a buff Squirtle. So unfortunately your camera ain't helping too much. Ooh, we got a little bit of under extrusion. That is clean though. Or is this a Charmander? This is a buff Charmander, not Squirtle. This is a 2-day print. That ain't that big. That's a 2-day print. So I got a feeling we're going to have a bunch of buff Pokemon. So you're going to be the first category in the thin. Or the first entrance in the thin. Usually we add a lot more at the beginning, and as the contest goes on, we get a little bit more picky. A Squirtle. Squirtle Squad. Okay, so let's move you over there. Minimize that, so hopefully you pop up in there. Okay. Slower, glossier, faster matte. Exactly. That's why don't print silk filaments at high speed. Prints look like doo-doo when you do. Okay. Thin. One of the first prints I ever did on a V2. 0.15 nozzle, 0.06 layer height. 5-hour benchy. No input shaping and ringing. There is some ringing. How do you get ringing at that speed? Oh, look at that ghosting. That is a very nice matte finish, though. I will say that is a very nice matte finish. You got some ringing. You do have the benchy hull line, though. Look at that. Look at, you can see all the layers on the top there. You can see how many layers there are at the top there. That's a pretty... Buddy's got anti-aliasing cranked up on this print. I got a feeling we're going to get a lot of benchy, so this will be the one benchy. And usually I don't go through these categories. I do skim through the entries before we go live just to make sure everything's PG. But otherwise I don't really look at these. That was 120 millimeters second, and it still took 5 hours. 1 millimeter nozzle to print a guitar. Ooh. There you go. So something like this benefits from thicker layer lines. I don't think we're going to get... Yeah, you're not going to get higher resolution. So something like this, thick layer lines make a lot of sense because it's a stronger print. The weakest part of a 3D print is always going to be where lines merge. So on the XY, it's not too bad, but on the Z, that's always going to be your weakest adhesion. So by using thicker nozzles, you have more surface area of contact per layer and per line, and each individual line, which is your strongest part, is stronger. So more layer or thicker layer lines and a thicker nozzle usually result most of the time in the stronger print. So if you're printing a guitar, go thick to an extent. Sanity, I also watch it for opportunities to see some R-rated stuff. Wait, that sounded wrong. Oh, we know what you were thinking, Sanity. Okay, category thin. 2-year-old V-Core 3, 400 millimeters. You're taking full advantage of that 400 millimeter build volume. With a Dragon, High Flow, and BMG back when those were cool. BMGs are still okay. Printed at 200 millimeters a second perimeter with 6K Excel. 5% infill, not enough. 2 layers. 0.25 millimeter copper nozzle. 2.5 layer width, and 0.05 layer height. Okay, that is clean. That is clean. Little bit on the overhang there, but still, that's pretty much the only. How tall is that? That's 5. So that's that tall. The Eastman. This is what that. Fully taken advantage of that 400 millimeter build volume. Which is this kind of goes back to something I used to believe this, and I know it's still a thing. I built like a V0, a small printer to do detailed prints. There's no accuracy difference between a small printer and a big printer. They're still the same motion system. It's just bigger, longer belts. Yeah, you know, longer belts, there's like a little bit more play technically, but if you tune it right, you right input shipper values and whatnot, it's not a big thing. So there's really, you know, as long as your cooling system is sufficient, you got good hot ends and good extruders, there's no reason a 120 millimeter printer should print better small detailed models than like a large printer with this, like the same nozzles. Like it's still the same mechanics at play. No music. Oh, let's get the music on. There we go. Get some lo-fi going. Okay, THICC. Ooh, P-Rex. P-Rex. Got a video here. Be still. Be still. One day. I will say that's one thing the P-Rex is good at. Fat vase mode prints. You need a printer for fat vase mode prints, you build a P-Rex. It just excels at. Look how that's stacked. It's a puller. It's a switch wire that was dropped on its head. And like one of the gantries fell off. I did a video on it. Go watch it. It's on my channel. Okay. Jobo. THICC. 7mm nozzle. Printed in. Oh, I see what you did here. Clever. Clever. But I'll allow it because that's clever. This would make a good lamp if you printed this with like a translucent PETG or translucent PETG. Print it so that this was hollow if you could, and then run an LED down it. Like run some NeoPixel LEDs down it and have them like change color and whatnot. This would make a ballin' lamp. That would be a really cool lamp. EL wire. Yeah. Yeah, or just NeoPixels. Just get a strip of NeoPixels because that way you could address them. And you could have it like do like patterns and whatnot. Then Waif wanted something cute from the pink filament, so I printed a Chibi Master Chief 0.25 nozzle, 0.1 layer height. Wanted to lower, but the supported areas disagree. Yeah, with the overhangs. That's cute. Oh, okay, so this was printed. Okay, yeah, so this was printed on its back. So this was the top here. I think Dread beat, yeah. Mr. I am the law. If we have something that's like similar, so in this case a little minifig, I try not to double up when it comes to that. I try to like, there's two categories, but I subcategorize things, if you're wondering like my thinking on this. It's a very, yeah, the P-Rex is a very confused switch wire. Okay, made 2 tiny horses for a scale model of the Sacre-Cœur. Printed in PLA, 0.2 nozzle, 0.4 or 0.8 layer height. Okay, so I'm assuming the horses are the edge. Those are tiny. What nozzle that's a 0.2 nozzle? I'm assuming, like, for scale, those are some tiny horses. Unless you have like, unless you're fudging and you got, you know, some bigger snips here and you're throwing us off, but those are tiny horses. Okay. Okay, first time posting one of these challenges, thick entry. It's not impressive, but I like it. Don't undersell yourself, folks. Rio 6 hot end, pack of 400 nozzles, printed 0.64 millimeter layers in base mode, 0.8 nozzle. I use the pen holder thingy every day. Filament ice, filaments, PLA obstinate orange. That is a nice orange. Like I do kind of like the semi-translucent filaments. What printer is this, by the way? This is like a DIY printer, I'm assuming. It's gonna be tough to beat the P-Rex though, because that had some thick lines. Finn, this is a Creality dog. Oh, little doggo. I'm honestly, seeing this makes me even more impressed with the horses, because the actual legs came out and it bridged and they didn't fall off the table. Some PvP. I know, I've got a box with all those samples. I got to do something with them. Also, good news, everyone. Rook soonish, hopefully. Because right now I don't have a build to do. So we need to stretch that Rook out for a while. Okay. THICC 450 benchy, 1.8 nozzle, 0.8 layer height. Matter Hackers Black ABS, weighs 750 grams, printed in 5 hours. So, I can't remember, how big was this benchy that we did? I think this was like, was this 250? I could just go 1 benchy, 2, 3. This was 450 as well. So how'd you get 750 grams into that thing? Did you print it at Voron settings? That is a dense bench. Oh no, that's 450. No, this is, yeah, no, this is not 450. That's a big benchy. Thick layers. Could use a little work on that first layer though. Okay, so that is 1.8 CHT. Okay, so I don't think I have a thick benchy yet. Yeah, so this will be the thick benchy for now, unless somebody comes out with a thicker benchy. Yeah, Rook Kit is Fabrico. 1 VZ bot. That is also hopefully soonish. Thin, this is my non-canonical battle mech in the BattleTech universe named Bloodcat. Is that the same thing as Mech Warrior? Is that the same kind of cinematic universe? BattleTech and Mech Warrior. Anyways, it's printed on, or is that Robotech? I can't remember. It's printed at Ender 3 Pro with 0.2 nozzle, 0.1 layer height. If anyone wants to find this model, it's on Thingiverse. And it's his, so go look at it. Oh, those are cool. See, the problem is, better images would sell it more. I'm assuming these are multiple parts and attached together. Same IP. Okay. 200mm Voron cube with a 1mm nozzle. Smooth. I love these overhangs. I love how the overhangs turned out. They're very step-like. Clean overhangs. Okay. So in terms of a thick calibration print, I think this beats the Benchy. This is a much cleaner print, because also it's not just printed thick, it's printed thick and clean. And I think this beats the Benchy when it comes to a calibration print. Yeah. This is overcooked. This is clean. Okay. Battletech is a miniature skirmish version of MechWarrior is a tabletop. Okay. Okay, thick base mode, 0.8 layer printed with CHT nozzle, 35mm cubed on repeater, ultra high flow, 200mm tall, took 34 minutes. Base mode. Zoom you in. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I missed you so. There we go. Ooh, that's clean. That is clean. You can still see the, like, there's little bits of under extrusion though. It's hard to see. It's like, I don't know if that's just because of the yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I'm assuming you're right at the edge of that extruder's limit. Oh, I got something in my eye. Yeah. Don't you hate when you have like an eyelash fallout and it falls right into your eye? Ah. It's gonna be hard to beat that P-Rex base mode print. Because I think it's the video of it laying it down too. It's just like, ugh. Tiny Candlestick, FL Sun V400, and you did a filament change, 2 filament changes. This is hard to do. It is cooked, as you can see. It is cooked, but I don't know nozzle size or layer height or any of the settings, but that is a hard thing to do. You can even see though, like, it's off-centered. I'm assuming this is supposed to be centered. So like printing something like this is where printing multiple of the same thing comes into play, or even just printing 2 of them on opposite sides of the bed, because otherwise you're just cooking this filament. Filament changes. It might. Oh, it's printed, or it's painted, I think. So it's like, yeah, it looks like it's painted. We have somebody doing a Slav squat over a seashell. It's a Slav squat over a seashell. I gotta pull it up on the other. 0.2 layer height. That's normal. 0.2 is normal layer height. A little cooked there. I'm assuming you had some support in there. Okay, thin. Voron V2, tempered glass bed, polymaker polycarbonate. 0.25 diamondback nozzle, 0.1 layer height. It's part designed and printed over 1,000 times for local tool repair shop. It is exactly 700 UM. Is that 0.7 millimeter? I'm assuming that's 0.7 millimeter, and that's 0.5 millimeter. I grew up inch, like inch standard. So I just use fractions of millimeters, like 0.00. Yeah. So yeah. So 0.7 millimeter. Okay. And 0.5 mil. Okay. The dimensions are critical and 0.005 millimeter variance. Usually print in PETG, but I've always put one on the build plate so I can test and print quality. With thousands of prints, I have the opportunity to vary each setting and supersize it by 1 to 20%. Normally, you can change it out and print it really. The first layer is 0.1 thick and 0.00. End up with 5% over. So what exactly is it though? Is it shim? Local 2. I'm assuming this is a shim of some sort. Like you're making, these are like some sort of specialty shim. That's really the only thing. Like, yeah, that's the fact you're getting that consistent is pretty cool. So you definitely get marks on that. But like, I'm assuming that's shim. Used by local, okay. That's shim for wobbly tools that need repair. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering why they're printing, because here when I worked in a tool shop, we had shim. We had everything down to 1 thousandths of an inch shim, where we even had half thou shim, which is like paper, and it just rolls the shim, and you just use your snips or even scissors if it's thin enough, and you just cut the shim out, and it's a metal, it's steel, it's like. It's aluminum foil basically, only it's steel and it's different thickness. So I'm surprised they're going with this way of doing shim instead of just buying shim stock and just like getting a die and punching them. I'm assuming there's a reason. It probably can't be metallic or something. Inserts with different thickness to take up slop in a clamshell for tools that are... Okay. Or brass. I don't think they make brass. I've never seen brass shim. I've only seen steel shim. Kevin, $5. Cheers. Recently got back into 3D printing in a 4-year hiatus. Keep up the great work, and I enjoy your content. Cheers. Hope the videos help you. Oliver gifted 1 community membership. Cheers, Oliver. You can get plastic shim. I know. I'm assuming there's probably a reason why it's printed. It's just once you're making thousands of them. I'm assuming, I mean, if you're getting paid, you're getting paid, roll with it. But like, I'm surprised they don't have like just a punch that you just get a roll and go chunk, 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 and punch them out of metal at that point. Because that's what we did. We had pillar supports on injection molds. So every mold you have like dozens to several dozens of pillar supports in your ejector box to support the tool when it's being compressed in a molding process. And the pillars have to be within like a thou of each other, so they come off a machine, and sometimes they're good, but you know, when the company cheaps out and decides to go with a low quality producer of them, they got variants of a couple thou. So we just had a drawer that was from 1 to 10 thou shim, and there's everything from 1 inch diameter to 5 inch diameter, OD circular with a 1/2 inch hole in the middle for the screw that holds it in place, and you would just grab the shim. And all they would do is once a year, some poor apprentice would have to sit there with a big roll of the shim and punches and just go boom, 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 and knock them all out. And then fill up the drawer. So. Dig microns, work in metrology. I'm taking a metrology class, but the thing is, like, again, we used inch in the shop. So everything is thou to me. So it's 0.00, you know, it's 1 thou, it's 0.0001 inch or whatever. Like, so when I go work in metric, I like the millimeter. So 0.5 millimeter, 0.01 millimeter. As soon as you see like, oh, it's 5 micron, it's like, what's a micron again? BF Dennis gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. Plus, when you're working on slicers and CAD, you don't type 5 micron, you type everything's, you know, 0.001 millimeter, whatever. So it's only when you speak it you say micron or type it. So, but yeah, we just, you know, it's all different. We just, you know, shit on the people that use fractions, because come on, 3786, what the frick is that? Those people are nuts. Anyways, oh, it's a little Vulpix. Okay, thin, printed on a Mercury 0G with Revo hotend, 0.25 nozzle, 0.1 layer height, printed in PLA. Look how happy it is. Overhang came out good. Look at the little beans. For free. Okay, so yeah, that's... Yeah, well, let's see if I got it. I think it, like, I don't know about you, I think this beats the buff Charmander. Because it's more... Eevee. Who's calling that an Eevee? That's a Vulpix. Come on. Learn your Pokemans. Okay. 2 Yankee Doodle cents worth. Cali Dragon 0.07 layer height with H2 Revo 0.25 nozzle on a Bichu Hurricane. Left is 50, right is 25. Scaling, yes, I took photos with the potato. A little bit of stringing. Way too hot. This is, again, min layer time and moving the tool head. Min layer time won't always save you because you still have that big hunkin' hot chunk of metal above the prints dumping heat into it. So sometimes it's better to have 2 prints or just have a sacrificial print on the other side of the bed just to get that heat away for a little bit. What does it mean when gift membership? Greenworld. So how it works, if you're a member of the channel, your name is green in chat and you're cool. But also you get access to a secret channel on the Discord that doesn't exist except for those that are members of the channel or Patreon supporters. And you also get to hang out in the monthly members only live stream that we do, which I may start doing more of them. We'll see. Also, it's the only channel in the Discord where there's voice chat. You know, nobody ever uses it, but it's there. But also, when somebody gifts memberships, it's random. So if they gift 5 memberships, that means 5 people in chat who are not members get to become members, and it's random. Although, apparently the more active you are in chat, the more likely your chances. So if you just lurk and you never engage, you have a lower chance than those that are engaged in chat. Apparently, that's what I've been told. So make sure you're chatting in chat if you want a better chance. So yeah, and personally, you know, while I don't mind if people throw money at me, I think it's cooler that people gift memberships instead of super chatting, because then also some people get to be members too. I get the same percentage. I get the same cut either way. If you donate me, you know, 5 memberships or you donate me $25 on super chat, I get the same amount. But with 5 people get to become members of the channel for a month. The other, you get to put a little special word that for sure I'll read out. Because I try to read everything in chat, but super chats, they get read. So. And Thomas gifted 5 community memberships. Also, branded accounts cannot be gifted subs. What do you mean a branded account? Like an account for a brand? Oh, okay. I don't even know who's, do we have any branded accounts pop in here? Okay. Engage what I can. That's fair enough. Like, you don't have to. It's just, I think it's literally like, have you engaged in chat? Yes, no type thing, apparently. Business accounts. Okay, that makes sense. So if you know, Adidas shows up in chat, I'll go, cool, I like your shoes. The 3D printed shoes are really cool, but you're not going to get a membership. Anyways, back to work. Finn, first time printing here. Cat in Armor by MZ4250. By the way, for folks that do the D&Ds or anything like that where you need tabletop figures, MZ4250 here has a ton of free models for like tabletop stuff. Like not just D&D, but like they have a ton of models, like hundreds, and they're all free. So yeah, go if you're into that, go visit their page and like support them. Printed on a Mark III Plus, 0.25 nozzle, original size. Left one is original size, printed at 0.05. The right one is 200%. Yeah, square cube law, folks. Oh, we're on press. Okay, filament is red, not orange. There you go, a little bit of stringing, but is it just me? I think I'm not the only one that has this. Taking pictures of red prints never turns out good. I don't know if it's just like my cameras or the automatic white balance or what, but anytime I try to take a picture of a red print, I never get the detail. It never shows up good. Like, I'm not saying these are bad. I'm just saying like it always looks a little, yeah. Chroma subsampling. That might do it. Oh, this was really cool. We're gonna go on a tangent here. Let me find these pictures. Let me find these pictures. Shoot, where was it? 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 Was it? Was it? Was it? Was it? This was something I came across. User me. Stupid Discord. Okay, Discord search sucks sometimes. From user. No, I don't. Okay, I can't figure it out. Freaking Discord search sucks. I'm trying to search my own self on Discord from user. So if I click from and then I start typing my username, it doesn't show up. Freaking Discord sucks sometimes. Yeah, frick it. Anyways, it was a picture. And it was, I took two pictures of Coda. One with my camera, like my actual camera, the A6400, and one with my phone. And I zoomed in on his fur. And the amount of like AI interpolation that modern phones put on an image is like ridiculous. Like it like completely like frickin' yeah, whatever. I don't know why Discord search sucks. I know it sucks. I know, but it's not working. Like I'm trying to auto-complete it. Yeah, it's searching from Uber Nero instead of whatever. Anyways, that's enough of a tangent. I'll do it later. Yeah. So this is the picture of the good boy. But when you zoom in on his fur, like you can see how the AI kind of like especially in like here in his fur, you can see how the AI kind of does its thing in there. So it looks okay here, but when you zoom in, you can see like what the AI did to kind of like smooth out all the fur, but it kind of turns it into a blob. Like you can see on his nose too, right? Noise reduction. Yeah, is it noise reduction or it's the AI? Either way, it does like bleh to it. So I was going through some photos and I'm like, these are kind of annoying to work with. So anyways, back to work. Okay, what are we on? Where are we on? The little Grim Reaper. Okay, 0.12 layer height, 300 millimeters on a Cheaty X Smart 3 using PLA Rapido. Not bad. A little bit of stringies in the black. Wish the picture was in better focus though. Is it in Konami? Oh, I've seen it for a while. I have displays that are fully legible and usable that don't move around at 300 millimeters a second on my printer already. But if you're into, like, you know, pimping your printer with like the equivalent of like Honda Civic Underglow, go for it. THICC 1mm nozzle, printed in 10 minutes. I love when the printer is barely moving. You are over extruding to heck and back. That is... And that's on a... Is that a rook? I think that's a rook. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Me likey. That is 3 C's thick. Okay, Voron NanoCube, printed Revo 0.15 nozzle at 0.05 layer height. Ooh, that's a, ooh, oh, that's little. That is little. The thing is, it's like, yeah, I think the tiny horses beat it in the very small print category because of this is cooked. It's small though. You get points for being small. Does the bearing fit? If you take one of the balls out of the bearing, it might. Printed with a 0.8 nozzle in walnut wood-filled pla. Mid top big tree thing in the local comic shop. Just under 1 kilogram of filament, printed in 9 hours versus 3 days with a 0.4. Could not have made it any bigger. In the 350 2.4. Can't believe the filament didn't snap the bend coming out of the extruder. Oh yeah, near the top that would have been. So did you stain it? Sam's Cola. What is Sam's Cola? Should a bearing in a normal Voron cube? Yeah, you should be able to fit a bearing, a flange bearing in the top, and a 608 bearing in the bottom. They should snap into position and it shouldn't fall out, and they should be able to snap in with finger force. Sam's Club. I was like, oh, that's like the American, like it's Walmart's version of Costco, right? Okay. We are, what, halfway through this, and we finally have a Big Chungus. He's going in because it's Big Chungus. You know, you need to tune your retraction settings. You're over-retracting. Or a line seam to the rear so you don't see it. That is, Big Chungus gets in because you always need, it's thick. It's Big Chungus. He always gets in when it's thick. Did Walmart buy Sam's Club? I thought Sam's Club was part of Walmart. Fit Revo 0.15 nozzle, 0.08 layer height, printed in Polymaker, Polyterra files meant for resin. Damn. Okay, let me get full screen here. Okay, the fact that the barrels on the BARs came out okay, and the sling, you better not be fooling me. These better be FDM. No, yeah, you could. Wow. You got a grease gun there. This is what I was looking for thin, for when I meant thin. Those are amazing for an FDM print. Like the barrels on the bar actually came out okay, and the sling. What slicer did you use for this? That is damn impressive. Okay, I'm sorry, Judge Dredd, but these guys are actually we'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. Because these are like tabletop, and nobody's done tabletop yet. Yeah, so I'm wondering if this was like organic supports, because organic supports would help a lot with this type of thing. Because breaking off the supports, like the barrels, I'm surprised the barrels are actually like intact. That is seriously damn. What, Claude Milk, if you're here, what slicer and what printer did you do that on? Okay, printed PDCs for Rocinante model. I found printables, printed at 0.2 nozzle, 0.1 layer height. What is PDCs? I need to watch more Expanse. They were pre-supported for resin. The figures were laid back. Yeah, so if these were so if this is, so the file probably has, it's on its back so that these are stacked, which is even more impressive that these didn't get cooked. THICC wall bracket for a lax table. Standard Revo 0.8 nozzle, 0.64 layer height. Oh, this is on a V0. Brackets, something like this, go thick. Brackets love thick nozzles. They're stronger prints and they're faster, and it's a bracket. Who cares what it looks like? Although I like the look of layer heights. That's something I actually like. So I think this is like our first actual like structural print. So we'll put you in here for now. Oh, again, Trident 250 Revo 0.15 sliced in super slicer. That you did it. That came out damn good. Those models are damn good. I shouldn't like glow over a model so much because it kind of puts the audience in a bias, but I'm seriously impressed. Thin low poly vase at 10 mil height. Okay, total height 10 mil. 495 layers, 0.02 layer height. You managed to fit 495 layers in this. Total 10 millimeters per cement PLA. Hey, you can do 10 of them with the sample pack. Or 5, sorry. Next to it, 250 big, okay. And there's a full-size one. He's so small. That thin. The thing is, I'm still impressed with the horses. The itty-bitty horses. THICC needed a holder for my Revo nozzles, and better use the nearly 0.8 nozzle than a print zone holder, which is a little bit, okay. 0.6 and Prussman orange. There you go. Again, with something like this that's just a holder, send it. Although, this is a Voron. So did you know all Vorons are designed from the ground up to have Revo holders in it? So on most Vorons, what you can do is they just go in the top of the extrusion. So all Vorons, all cube frame Vorons have built-in Revo holders. They have 4 per machine. So You got 2 in the front, 2 in the back. So you just, that's where you store your revos on a Voron. They just slot into your extrusion. So you don't need to print anything for revo mounts on a Voron. You just slide them into the extrusion. A bunch of people are learning this for the first time. What we worked with E3D for the Voron Revo. That was designed from the ground up to be a thing. You didn't know that? Unless you use the blind joints. Well, that's why, if you notice, the original Vorons, like mine right here, was designed with Misumi corner cubes. So you don't have that. But if you notice now, we recommend using blind joints, and that's for the built-in Revo holders. It's all a conspiracy. It's always a conspiracy. Anywho, what the heck was that? What the frick? Super reacts? What are super reacts? Jeez. Okay, whatever. Discord. I still haven't been able to pick my name yet. So, yeah. Yay, Discord. Okay. Anyways, Thin. May 2, 4th, be with you. Okay. This is Admiral Akbar mug from Hex 3D. Printed on the X1C. Yes, I'm using an ender wire. I'm building an ender wire. I'm be ordering Voron kit through. 0.08 layer height using 0.4 nozzle. Took about 17 hours to print. Though I thought I had a 0.2. Apparently the printer room needs cleaning. I use co-extrusion filament. Something different. Best part is useful to print hold any beverage. There are inserts for shorter cans. So it's an Admiral Akbar mug. What's up with all this? Oh, is this supposed to be like the Death Star? Yeah, this is supposed to be like the Death Star. Like surface, I guess. Or like the starship surface. That's some pretty inconsistent extrusion on that bamboo though. Greeblies. Yeah, all the Greeblies. Okay, Thin. Procedurally generated. I can speak English sometimes. I haven't been drinking yet. The procedurally generated monstrosity print that was super popular after Joel did a video on it years ago. Usually printed 12 by 12 size, printed at 35 by 35 mil with a 0.15 nozzle, 0.03 layer height. Took something like 26 hours. Oh, jeez. It is a little melty though. Yeah, yeah. You're pushing it a little too much. What? Valiant effort. Valiant effort. Like, you can see how smooth the curves are on this domed thing with the thing sticking out, the ion cannon from Star Wars. Some stuff came out amazing, like the spiralness here, but then anything beyond a certain diameter just got melted. So it's like half of this looks amazing at what you're able to do, and then the other half is like bleh. Thick. What the? Oh, is this an only veggies? It's an only veggies. Okay. Had to do unspeakable things to my slicer and my printer at CFG to get this to finish. It's 2 mil layer height, 3 mil extrusion width, 0.8 mil nozzle, pretending to be a 2 mil nozzle. Took 25 minutes to finish, and it actually worked better than I expected. Printed 2 millimeters a second for the most part, 20 millimeters a second for the bridges, but it never reached that speed because I don't have high flow Revo yet. This is apparently a noodle print, but it's not spaghetti. That is, sir, or madam, or person. These are prints. These aren't supposed to be balloon animals, okay? It's just oozing out the filament. So I joke a lot how 3D printers are nothing more than glorified hot glue guns on a budget motion system. I don't mean actually use a hot glue gun to print stuff. I do kind of like the aesthetics though. I do kind of like the aesthetics. I do like the aesthetics though. It's its own thing. Okay, thin. Okay, 0.15 millimeter nozzle, 0.05 layer height. Model has 26 million faces. That's a lot of faces. 90 by 90 by 84 mil. Okay. G-code file was 874 millimeters. Or millimeters. Megabytes. Filament Wizard Voodoo PLA Extra Fill, which is shockingly didn't clog over the course of a 3-day print. With a BL touch to scale. Ooh, that's shiny. I can't zoom. Can I zoom in? Ooh, that's a really nice filament. Ooh. Get back to this. This looks like if you were watching like some 80s like you know, like the weird 80s movies where there's like an object that had like immense power and it was like a weapon of some sort, like this would be the thing that they would just like hold and then it would glow with a really bad special effects and fly around and like take people's heads off. That is a really cool model. It's a fractal. It's been the STL is 1.3 gigs. Yeah, I don't think the 3D viewer is going to handle it. That is cool. I'm actually really impressed with that. Of course, you wrote way too much here, so this is going to be a pain to put your entry in here. But that is actually, I'm really, I love the aesthetic of it. I really like the aesthetic of it. It's something you don't see often. And you design it yourself. Ooh. Okay, so these are the last ones. Okay. Star Wars training droid. Kinda, yeah, but there's a lot more going on. This is, do you know what this reminds me of? This is Doom 3, the expansion, the weapon thing. I can't remember what it was called. Something like that. Like this is like some weapon thing you would find in like at the end of Unreal that would like kill the final boss or something really easily if you collected all its parts throughout the game. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Entry for thick, printed 0.6, layer line, 0.8 layer height. Oh, so we got one of the, oh, this is one of those hydroponic thingies. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I got some Sailor Moon. Soul Cube, yeah, that thing. That's what this reminds me of. It's, oh, you've collected the bonus item in every level throughout the game, and now you can use this on the final boss, and it kills him in one shot. Thick. Okay, brief ground. It was meant to be a Vader torture test because Benchies are for Padawans according to Hex 3D. Okay. And while the joke was made, so the ashes of that came this new vase from Clock Spring 3D. This was printed using a 0.8 nozzle, 0.6 layer height using a co-extrusion filament from Graphic. Don't use music in videos because YouTube copyright. Ooh. Okay, this looks better. That is a nice vase. That is a nice vase. Ooh, and it's co-extrusion. I like this effect. What's this? What happened here? What happened here? Hey, hey, what happened here? Explain yourself. The bamboos really have some of the bamboos really do have some issues with consistency. I don't know if it's extrusion or just the Z or what. But I see it a lot in like vase mode prints on bamboos. Just some sort of like every now and then. But that is a very nice vase, so I'll put you on the list. We're getting near the end, so we'll start knocking people off in a minute here. Okay, swirl solids filter for aquaponics. Oh, there you go. Yeah, anytime you're doing something like this, go with the fattest nozzle you can and just knock it out quickly. Then printer V01, THICC V6 with copper steel tube, copper throat, and copper block, brass 0.2 nozzle. So what are we looking at here? I don't know what website this is. I'm not clicking random links. There you go. IBB.co. I'm just not going to trust it. Rather not risk it. Okay, thin fractal Sierpinski pyramid, level 5, calculated by me. So I've done a Sierpinski triangle thing before, but what does it mean by like calculated? Can't really see what's going on a lot of this with the filament choice, though, unfortunately. They're all generated. Okay. Thick, fat, 08 Revo. Best I could do without giving a design. Draw Dutch HBM trays for screws. It made Lego on it. Switch car names. And you shitty crealis of all filament. We all know. Draw 1.6mm walls. So thinking 0.8 nozzle to line and overhang strong using stackable. Okay. Turns out it's standard falling out. Beta version, but I go to sleep. Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, for little storage things. Yeah. First Fusion 360 design. There you go. Brackets and boxes. Best thing to learn Fusion 360 on. Thin. Try my hand at 3D printing molds for resin casting. Printed PETG 0.3 nozzle at 0.08 layer height will ultimately become part of the Orbeon space mouse I'm currently not moving. Once I'm not moving. Okay. Well, there you go. That is the Orbeon, like the, is it like those, the 3D something, I can't remember the name, but like the CAD mouse that's like a 3D mouse. Is the Orbeon like the open source version of it? I think it's the thin scaled down the tree frog and gecko to 20% using 0.15 nozzle, 0.005 layer height. Tree frog is 5 mil tall and weighs a whopping 0.05 grams. The gecko is 2.5 millimeter tall and 0.034 grams. They took about 15 minutes each to print. So let's look at the little ones. Aw. Did you enter these in another category? I think these have been in a contest before. It's the open source CAD mouse. Okay. I think I've seen these before. Yeah, they have. Okay. You are allowed to enter multiple. Like you can, if you could reuse them. So nothing against that. It's just I'm like, damn, am I having some deja vu here? Agent's gonna come busting in my door now. Who the heck is that guy? Hector Navarro bus. Printed 0.4 nozzle, 0.15 layer height. Filament in colored ink using 600 nozzles plus minus 600 nozzles at a nozzle size ranging 10 to around YouTube timeline short channel. We're using a Polyjet? No, CR6. How'd you color it? Also, who is this guy? Why am I looking at his head? So that's just a normal printer. So then how did you color it? Also, who is Hector Navarro? Slight airbrush, but it was printed like that. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is Hector Navarro? Okay, I'm gonna search this guy. Hector Navarro. TV. Wikipedia? Who is Hector Navarro? I have no idea who Hector Navarro is. A custom mod and an inkjet cartridge. Okay, cool. You can run ink again. Oh, I've seen that, but I've never seen it done. Like, I know you can like color the filament as it goes into the nozzle, and I've seen it done with like Sharpies before, but I've never seen it done to that detail. Like, also, who is Hector Navarro? I have no idea who that is. So just for creativity, that'll go in there. Okay, coming near the end. Okay, so we have green, so thin, so this is 0.4 nozzle. That's not thin, but that's a nice print. Thick and thin off my Lulzbot Taz Pro swapping tool heads. Thick is printed at 2.85 filament, 4.5 millimeter lined width, and 2.5 millimeter layer height. The nozzle was originally 0.8, but then I machined it down to the hex and matched the size by 2.85 mil. What? Oh, you drilled it out, so you're just laying down the filament. So so at this point, you're basically just taking your filament and you're just kind of laying it down and then just melting it together. So there's the person. Yeah, somebody did buy a Lulzbot. I don't know, their Core XY looks cool. Oh God, look at that nozzle. I'm gonna put it on the list just because I find it comical AF. And you're going in for thick. Okay, thick, mold positive for sand casting, 1.4 CHT, Fetus Rapido. So you printed a mold. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming you're using this to shape the sand before putting in. Okay. 2.5 nozzle, 1.2 layer, 30 something odd hours, printed a few months back. Oh, there we go. Not bad. Is that supposed to be like a wood texture on the face? Or is that just like, it's hard to tell with the image because I can't zoom in enough. Yeah, it looks like it's like a carved out of a tree trunk type look. Okay, I think that's about it. Thicker or thinner? Thicker. The weakest part of a print is in terms of strongest to weakest. So the filament that comes out of your nozzle, okay? If you just extrude filament and you get that filament that came out of the nozzle, that's gonna be your strongest part of the print. The next strongest is side-to-side adhesion. Okay, so when you're doing like your outer walls on the x-axis, on the xy plane, that's going to be your next strongest. So where one line and another line are side by side and they melt into each other, that's going to be your next strongest. The weakest part of your print is going to be layer stacking. Okay, so it's kind of like concrete. When people pour concrete, you usually don't want to stop a pour, let it harden, and then start a pour again. Okay, they don't adhere as good. There are things you can do to make it adhere, but again, that seam is always going to be the weakest point. So when it comes to a print, it's going to be weakest along. It's like wood grain. The print's weakest. If I were to push this nozzle off, I could break this smokestack off easier pushing it this way than I'll ever have breaking it in half this way. Okay. So the more you can minimize your Z adhesion, the better. So thicker layers, fatter nozzles. 3D printed house is weak. To an extent, they use a specially formulated concrete that doesn't slump as much, for one. Normal concrete slumps. Like there's a thing called a slump test you do with concrete, where you put it in a tube, a certain size tube, you put a certain amount of concrete in it, and then you pull the tube up and you let it go blah, and it slumps down, and you measure how thick the slump is. So when you're pouring concrete, the slump amount, certain concretes need to slump a certain amount. If it's too watery, it slumps too much. That's not good. That's how you check. I'm pretty sure that's how you check moisture. It's been a while since my civil engineering classes. So with the concrete you're using with 3D printed houses, that stuff don't slump because you can't have it going bleh. So it's a very dry concrete. I don't know how the layer adhesion is. And also, I'm in North America. We build our houses out of wood. I've watched them like knock out whole subdivisions in a summer, where you just have a crew of guys frame a house in one day, and they just keep going down the line on a road, and they're framing full 2-story houses in like a day and a half. And then like on the third day, they're putting the roof on, versus one dedicated machine that can do one house in how long? And these are tiny houses. 3D printing houses are not, they're cool, but they've been the future for like 20 years. Plus, you know, how do you run electrical through a 3D printed house? How are you going to renovate that if you need to change anything? It's a house built out of concrete. You still need to insulating it. You still need to insulate it. You still need to drywall it. So at that point, you're building wood frame stuff on inside anyways, at least in northern climates. A lot of times when you see them, they're in areas where you don't have big seasonal temperature changes, because, you know, you need R50 in the ceiling and like R20 in the walls here. So solid concrete is good insulation. Not in the winter. Not in the winter. Pre-plan for conduits until you got to renovate. Oh, I need to run some new cables. Cinder blocks, you can't put more outlets and build hanging stuff on the wall is easy. But hanging, well, yeah, hanging stuff off the wall is easy in this house. You just look for the studs. But yeah, you have slots on the walls and then plastered over. Concrete construction. I know that's the thing. It depends a lot on your countries. Like in North America, everything here is wood frame, but it's also really good because you could stuff those 2x6 studs with all the insulation. Plus, wood's cheap here, or at least it was before the everyone started coughing. So it is what it is. Different method. It's just every time I see it, I'm like, it doesn't seem worth it. Plus, you need a special thing that needs to be bigger than the house, and like you're not bringing that contraption into a subdivision to build a house that already, like, between houses that already exist. Every time it's like it's just, I just don't think it's ever going to be viable at mass scale levels, other than tech demos and like, oh, on the moon we 3D printed houses. Okay, well, on the moon it makes sense. You know, you're not going to find, you know, I don't think you're going to be finding many 2x6s on the moons, or 2x4s, and 6mm poly is kind of harder to find too. So plus, you know, I've got HVAC in my house, so ducting in concrete is kind of fun. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Let's start knocking these down. So are we gonna do thick or thin first? What do you guys want to do? Thick or thin first? Let's do thin first. Let's do thin first. Let's do thin first. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One of these is going bye-bye. Benchy. Okay. Okay, how did I do this last time? I'm trying to remember how I did this last time. Did I do scene 2? I did scene 2. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's oh no, close, open that, start a poll. Okay, thin round 1. So 1 is two is Judge Dredd. 3 is Vulpix. 4 is Army Dudes. Okay, so how this is gonna work, because we kind of always do this. If it's a complete blowout, 1 goes ahead. If there are 2 that are kind of evenly matched, those 2 will go ahead. Simple as that. And we'll give it a couple minutes here. So in the meantime, let me soothe you with the sound of ASMR key typing on some Gateron blues. These are literally just like the cheapest keys I could buy off Amazon, by the way. They're just Gateron blues. Not oiled up, not lubed up. I did put stabilizers though on the space bars. That's right, there's 2, because this has functions and it's got RGB. These are reds. I'm pretty sure these are reds. Okay, so what do we got right now? Oh yeah, the Army Dudes won. So that's easy. Delete. Delete. Okay, so Army Dudes won. So now let's go over here and sort out this. So 1 second here. You go there, go there, you go there. No. Okay. No, don't do that. No, Windows, don't do that. I didn't want you to do that. There we go. Okay. So keys, so we got 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Okay. So start a poll. Then round 2. 1, I got 2 is that guy. 3 is and 4 is, there we go. Ken, vote for the one you like the most. Simple as that, out of these 4. What time are we at? 4:30. This is good. Because I am going to have to end at my normal time too. Just knocked off work at 2:46. Start at 60 plus. What should I get up? Work again. Mostly overwork. Work sucks. I know. UPS report. When does that finally? So unfortunately, I still haven't heard back from. I did inquire about LTX. Apparently, they had a creator fund. I was notified of this on, I think it was Tuesday. We talked about it on stream. I did reach out to them. I did send them an email. I haven't heard anything back. So it's not looking too good. So. PETG carbon fiber or ASA carbon fiber. Here's the fun thing. PETG. Depends what you're doing, honestly. Depends on your temperature requirements. But when you add carbon fiber to filament, you lower your layer adhesion because carbon fiber dust doesn't stick to carbon fiber. So if you have X% carbon fiber in 2 different materials, you're going to lose layer adhesion. But PETG has very good layer adhesion to begin with. So while you're losing layer adhesion, because PETG's was so much better to begin with, it's actually still pretty good versus something like ASA. So it depends on what you need the requirements for. So like, for example, my brackets here that I use for my rep shelves, or what are they called? The rep racks? Rep racks. My rep racks, the printed parts are all CF PETG. So they got very good layer adhesion and they're stiff, but they're in the open air, so I don't have to worry about temperature. And I also printed them with like a 0.8 nozzle too. They're not weaker. They're weaker in the Z axis, but they're stronger in the XY axis. Because again, remember I was saying layer adhesion and there's different, you know, it's like wood grain. So you lose a little bit of strength in the Z axis, but you gain strength and rigidity in the XY. So it depends on the part, what it's going to be used for, and its design and its orientation. So, and it looks like the winner is going to be the fractals. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, so this is going to be easy. And I'm going to be lazy. So this is what we're going to do. You go there, you go there, you go there. Okay, I'm not even going to bother renaming these, although I am going to move them around so that at least they're, I know this will confuse some of you. So let me actually zoom in so you guys can actually get a better view of this. There we go. Okay. Let me hide chat. There we go. Okay. You go wait. You lost. Bye, horsey. Okay. Start a poll. Winner. Thin. Do. Okay, we'll give it a couple minutes unless one's a clear winner, but either the army dudes or the fractal. Simple as that. So right now it is 4:33. We'll give it till 4:35. We'll give it till 4:35. And then I'm just going to end it, and whatever one's winning is the one that wins. I'm powering off a battery pack. Bring back the keyboard. Take care, Sanders. Sports Coach. Subscribe and ring the bell. I'm actually kind of surprised. I machined the back plate here this morning, and I machined it with a 2mm cutter. I thought I was machining it with a 3mm. I just kind of forgot to check the cutter, and I just assumed I had a 3mm in it, not a 2mm. And I didn't fuck it up. I had to re-drill out the holes for the screws, but it still works. So small victories. Although I need to find some silicone pads for it. I might run to Walmart tonight, because I need to get like some like rubber pads so it actually stays where I leave it. Any tips for constantly skipping CW2? Make sure you're running at the right speeds and feeds. It's properly configured, and make sure it's assembled correctly. Some TPU. I could, but I'd rather just use the stick-on ones. Like I was just going to use the foam that we use for gasketing of Voron, but I'm like, I think I have some pads somewhere. I just got to find them. Speaking of, I let this run way too long. So the Fractal won. That is surprising. I honestly thought the Army dudes would have it, but I'm not disappointed. I just kind of figured the Army dudes would have it. So congratulations, Reviewer 2. So Reviewer 2, let me find you. Yeah. Reply. Winner of the thin category. So there we go. So that is the winner of the thin category, is the fractals. So that is cool. I'll save, cool, close that. Okay, cool. So now we got to sort this out. So how many do we got here? How many do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh, we can't see that. Green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, you can only do 4 at a time on the poles. That's why I have to make it divisible by 4. Okay, thick, round 1. 1, 2 is 3 is okay, so your options are the guitar, the P-Rex face, Big Chungus, or the crazy flow on the trash can. So pick your best. The top one moves on unless there are 2 that are close. And instead of doing a runoff, we're just gonna the top 2 will just move to the next category. Have I seen a pre-built stealth burner? No. Why? It's just a stealth burner that comes in a box. Who's selling a stealth burner in a box? Troodon. Well, Troodon's not a Voron, so cool, I guess. So they're selling you the hot end that's to replace the one they shipped that's outdated on their machine. That is pretty much a complete knockoff of a Voron that they've completely designed on their own using open source parts and an open source CAD and modified it. Hopefully they release the modified files. That'd be nice if they did. They call it inspired. Let me copy your homework, but not change anything. They only have inspired by Voron because we contacted them after their first printer came out and we're like, dudes, and they're like, oh, we'll put inspired by Voron. How's that? And we're like, okay, whatever. Please announce contests more early. They're announced like near the beginning. This one was announced late, and by announced late, it was announced like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. But it's like most companies, they're how do I put this? They react. They don't do anything. How do I word this? Everything they do is reactionary instead of proactive. They're all reactive. Not all companies, but a lot of them are very they just do what other people do, or they don't fix anything until it's a reaction to something. Oh, they're calling us out on Twitter. Okay, we better fix it now. Nothing proactively. Yeah. Given much thought to June's contest yet? No, but it's summer, so I'm thinking outdoor prints. I'm thinking prints for the outdoors. It's all about money. Of course it is. They're companies. It is what it is. Like, not gonna lie, a company does stuff to make money. That's how companies work. Money, money, money. I still have this. I'm gonna save this for the garage, I think. Is Sunlu a good brand of filament? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, wow. This is, okay, you know what? This is way too close. This is closer than I would like. Okay, goodbye, Big Chungus. Okay, try that again. Sunlu's inconsistent. If Sunlu's who I think they are, I remember they had, I think it was Sunlu. They had some really cheap ABS on Amazon Canada that I bought like a spool of, and it worked really good. So then I bought a few more spools of, and then it still worked pretty good. And then like they ran out of stock, and then when they restocked, I bought like 5 or 6 spools, and they were garbage, and they clogged nozzles. And I don't mean like a little jam, I mean like the filament was contaminated, and it like hard clogged nozzles. So I think I was like, I was turned off Sunlu at that point. So. Micro Center does. That's awesome. I live in Canada. I've never been to a Micro Center, so. I think Joel's just running a make everyone jealous speed run right now. So like 2 days ago, he's hanging out with Hacksmith, which for those that don't know, Hacksmith is, they do a bunch of cool shit on YouTube. Like they make the lightsabers and all that, and they have a power loader and all that. And so they're like in Kitchener, which is like 2.5 hours north of me. So like the other day, Joel's up there. And now today, Joel's just casually hanging out with Adam Savage. I swear, Joel is just speed running, making everyone jealous right now. I'm totally not jealous. I am totally not jealous. He said I was going to, I never ended up going. I never ended up going to it. Because Rocky Mountain was like an hour away from everything, like the Micro Center, so I just never ended up going. Okay, so let's see what we got now. Guitar and thick flow. Okay, so we're gonna end it there. Those two will go on. So guitar and thick flow. So goodbye, P-Rex. You fought valiantly, but you lost. Okay, so now we got these ones. So we got... Ha! 1, 2, Okay. So let's see here, start a poll. Okay, so THICC round 2. 1 is Salamita vase. 2 is cube. 3 is and 4 is okay. Again, pick your favorite. If one's a blowout, it moves ahead. If there's a top 2, those 2 will move on. Oh, I know he did a collab with MPH. How's my day? It's doing good. Although, I was hoping to get everything I needed to film for Sunday's video done, but alas, I did not. So I still need to film like the intro, outro, and sponsor spot for this keyboard. I've got all the assembly of it filmed, and then I got to edit it all tomorrow. So, yay! Do I still use my hedemames? Yes! Not so much right now because the cable broke, because I may have accidentally dropped them too many times. Because I hang them on the wall, and every now and then it like catches my swivel chair, and I'll like pull them off accidentally. But up until then, I used them daily as my daily driver. Okay, Vader vase. So it looks like Vader vase. Vader vase at 55%. Okay, so we are gonna do this for the. Make it nice and easy. Okay, go full screen. Zoom in. Okay, desktop. There we go. Oh, I can put chat back up. Hey, chat, you have a room here. Okay, final round. Start a poll. Okay, 1 is okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You got the names. It's 1, 2, 3. I trust my. Actually, no, that's asking a lot. I was gonna say I trust my audience to be intelligent. That's pushing it. I kid. Reminds me of Crisis. It does kind of have that like fabricy, like that like tube fiber weave type texture to it. My IQ is higher than room temp. Well, I mean, like right now it's 25.2 in this room, so that's not that high. But there, remember, we're very open to, so while, you know, this one technically in the spirit of thick is the thickest, but it's not just, you know, who can extrude the fattest flow. It's also aesthetics play in, how clean the print is. There's multiple opinions on who is the fattest. And, you know, sometimes fat but clean, while not as fat, you know, personal preference. So right now it's 453. I'll let it go to 455. Do I have a shipment confirmation on the Mark IV kit? I do not. Let me see. I don't know if I'm logged into Prusa on this computer. I'm not logged into a lot of stuff on this computer. I try to avoid it. My shopping cart is empty. I know it is. Why? Orders? Nope. Nope, hasn't shipped yet. I've paid for it. I paid for the Mark IV kit. It hasn't shipped yet though. That sucks. I'm also waiting on, you know, an XL kit. Oh, 455, let's end it. Vader Vase 1. Ooh, Vader Vase. So congratulations, Vader Vase. So let's find you here. So who is that? Titan CDN, Titan Canadian. Congratulations. Winner of the THICC category. So congratulations. So both of you will get emails from me, or actually DMs on Discord after the stream ends later tonight, with information on, I'm gonna need some information from you. I'm gonna need shipping info because I gotta send you the merch. And then also you'll get an email from Polymaker at a future date on how to collect your filament. So everyone, golf claps in chat. Hope everyone, that was a fun contest. That was a fun contest. Let me refresh that, make sure all that's good. There we good. Cool. Never saw an email. Check. Did you win? The real winners are bamboo. Were both of those printed on bamboos? I don't think this was printed on a bamboo, was it? I don't know. I don't think this was printed on bamboo. It doesn't say what it was printed on. Printer mods. No, next month is June, which is the first month of summer. So I'm thinking outdoor prints. So oh, here we go. Let's okay, so we've got a little bit here. Stream's gonna end soon. Let's watch them print a house. So let's see this. Okay, so first, you still need the foundation. So you still need a foundation. And then you also need to have these. I'm assuming, okay, so you need that. So you can put, so you need to build an entire frame around the house. Normal framers would have the house frame in the time it takes you to set this up, probably. And then there you go. So you got some 8 months total construction time? What? And at this, you're still filling it. 100 hours. So, wow, that's a big thing. Okay, so 100 hours total print time. 24. So you need to print for 4 days straight. 4 days, you have a house frame. But I'm assuming you're not running this at night. Also, I don't know about you. Would you want to live in a house with this layer line? Like, your house, I hope your address is 123 Issue 6 Boulevard. Like, look at it. Look how inconsistent that shit is. Look how it's good. You want to be looking at this and going, you know, I got my house. I'm the house with the VFAs. Drive down the street. I'm the house with the VFAs. Although I will say, that is some nice bridging. That is some very clean bridging right there. It's an ender. Do you want an ender to your house, a Voron to your house, or do you want a Prusa to your house? Look at them VFAs. Look at them VFAs. That would drive me mad. Also, imagine the dust. Imagine the dust buildup on all the nooks and crannies, all the little, the cobwebs, the spiders. Also, hey, if you tripped into the wall, I don't know about you. I have a kid. He hits walls. He falls down stairs. Imagine falling down your stairs here, and instead of, you know, crashing into, you know, stucco or drywall and putting a hole in your wall, the wall puts a hole in you because it's concrete. And it's all dark. Dark. This house is dark. Oh yeah, moisture buildup. All the little nooks and crannies there. And how is cleaning this? How is cleaning this? Like, what? It's concrete. This just looks like it would be a nightmare to actually, like, it looks cool, but like, okay, you want a concrete house? Oh, can't watch this one. This is okay. This is what you do. It's called insulated concrete foam or form. It's been around for decades now. Like, you basically you frame some doorways or whatever, and then it's these foam blocks, and they got little things, and you build your house like Lego, and you just have a couple guys and you just slap them together. Okay, easy peasy. Look at that. Look at that. Easy peasy. You bolt them all together. Easy peasy. It's Lego. A couple guys and some ladders can build your house, frame your house. And then you come by and you just fill it with concrete. And you just fill it with concrete. So you're using off-the-shelf existing equipment already. So you form the house out of this. You get a couple guys show up with the parts. And then, oh, guess what? It's foam. You get a hot knife, you can cut all your channels for all your electrical and everything in it. And it's insulated already. So you get insulation, you can add wires and stuff easily, and it's concrete. And you don't need any specialty equipment because it uses normal hoses for concrete, and building the house is just some dudes and a ladder. So when I see like 3D printed houses, I'm like, there's off-the-shelf existing solutions that basically accomplish the same thing without needing any specialized equipment, and it's an easier to live in setup. So yeah, if you want a concrete house, do ICF because it's insulated, it's easier to clean, all those little, and you don't get to live at, you know, Issue 6 Boulevard, the house with the VFAs. That would drive me insane. Imagine having VFAs all over your house. you think people are anal about VFAs on the Prusa Reddit or forums? Imagine your house was full of VFAs. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, let's do a giveaway. You guys want to do a giveaway? Also, if you would not want to live in a house with VFAs, like that smash button. Otherwise, your house will be plagued with issue 6. Or 56, or whatever the issue is. I can't remember. Issue 308 or whatever the GitHub issue is. Vertical fine artifacts. So basically on a print, depending on the print and whatever, there is always going to be some form of inconsistent extrusion. Either your gears wobble or your Z. But basically when you print vertical lines, they never come out quite perfect, and there's always going to be a little bit of blah blah blah. And 99% of the time it's a barely there cosmetic issue that you only see in perfect lighting. But some people believe it's like the end of the world. So your money may vary. I really don't care about them, but some people really care about them. People have made entire YouTube careers out of trying to get rid of them. Okay, there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that. Yes, for horizontal stacking. I just use it as a catch-all term for like everything because most people don't know the difference anyways. It's called plaster. The lines are a gimmick. Yeah, but then your entire wall is solid. So how do you run new electrical in your wall? How do you run anything in your wall? Like if you know, I've punched holes in my wall to run HDMI cables. Why not? Okay. Give me a number between 1 and 6. Let's roll with the issue 6. 1 and 6. Bad news, we had a layer shift. Good news, you now have a half-story patio. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Imagine that you get your house and there's a you had a nozzle clog, so you're actually your 3-story house is a 2 3/4 story house. We had a nozzle clog. Congratulations, ARC 416. Congratulations. You will be getting an email from me later with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So there we go. 1 of 1. That's good to see. You are a real human being. Cool. Congratulations. Open up Notepad here. Sticky notes. There we go. Cool. So congratulations to ARC. Everyone, golf claps in chat for ARC. There we go. Cool. So we're gonna call it there because I need to figure out dinner for the family. Rooftop house with swimming pool. Cut slits in them with a concrete slitting saw and run wires. Oh, jeez. That's a mess. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. Video hopefully Sunday, if I can get what I need to still film recorded and edited tomorrow. If not, video will be a week video, like I'll put it out Wednesday or something. There's a slight chance there may not be a stream tomorrow. If not, I'll figure out something because I'm waiting on kits to come in for the builds. We'll see. Might just be tomorrow. We might just do print and chill. We'll see. I got to print stuff for a Caliburn and I got to start printing Rook parts. So we might just do print and chill tomorrow. So we're going to end it there. For those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Shout out to Polymaker for the spools of filament that we gave away to the winners. Check them out, link in the description below. And then also, if you want to get some cool Only Benchies merch such as this and what the winners won, exclamation mark merch in chat or link in the description. And also while you're in the description, affiliate links, they don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And if you haven't, like the stream, become a member or consider becoming, or correction, sub to the channel, consider becoming a member or the Patreon. So I think we're gonna call it there. It's Friday, it's the weekend, be safe out there, wash your hands, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.